Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Misty Petrella. Thank you so much for joining me for Magical Mondays. I hope you get a chance to watch the recording. What I wanted to talk about first is, maybe people will be joining us as we go along. My intention with this is that we all start to see a little bit more magic in our lives, right? I mean, there is a lot going on right now, and it is getting pretty intense out there. And, I'm of the belief that whatever you focus on grows, right? So whatever energy that you give your attention to, you give your actions to, wherever you're focusing in your life, that's what you're investing in. Not even just financially, I mean energetically. So if you're focusing on, and I think you guys know this probably by now, it's sort of like the universal law of cause and effect, right? Whatever you focus on grows. If you're focusing on your bad marriage, you're going to see more of that. If you say blue car, blue car, blue car to yourself in your mind, you're going to see all the blue cars on the road, right? Right? You had that experience? Right? As soon as you get a car, you start to see all the other cars that look like yours. That always happens to me, right? So as soon as you become, wherever we put our attention, we get more of that in our life. So why not spend a little bit of time putting some of our attention on the magic? I was talking to my coach, a fabulous magical woman named Annika Frey, Swoma Frey, I should say. And I told her a couple of weeks ago, I just wasn't feeling the magic. And she's like, well, why don't you focus on it a little bit every day? And I was like, oh, that's brilliant. And then I can bring my friends along too. And we have Magical Mondays once again, because I don't know, some of you may have been around for this before, but this is actually something I've done before. Even when I was focusing on solely working with entrepreneurs and helping them grow their businesses, we were doing Magical Mondays. And I thought, as soon as she said that, I was like, I'm bringing Magical Mondays back. So here we are. So welcome. So what I want to talk about today, and if you get a chance to watch this later, please just take a couple of minutes and do this exercise. This first one's going to be a little bit shorter. That was my intention. I wanted to be a little bit more discussion. So, you might hear my dogs in the background. My apologies for that. But what I want to know, I have a couple questions for you. Okay. And I want you to take just a couple of moments today and focus on these questions. Okay. Because it's good for your heart. It's good for your soul. And it's good for the magic in your life, right? We're going to focus on this so we can see more of it because it's out there. It's just, if we're only focusing on all the catastrophe, we keep getting more of that. And you can kind of see that out there right now. So let's focus on the magic, right? So question number one, what I want to know from you is, what would magic look like in your life right now? What is magic for you? What does that even mean for you? For me, mostly, because I haven't figured out how to go like this and like have stuff float in the air, which I'm literally working on. I always wanted to be able to move things around with my thoughts. I always thought that would be an amazing sense of magic. What power, right? I want to move things with like, remember I Dream a Genie? Or maybe she did it like this. Anyway. And I think she had this thing, right? The other witch on TV had the nose thing. But for me, that was, for a long time, that was my sense of magic. Being able to affect things with my thoughts. It turns out actually that we can all do that, right? We can all affect things with our thoughts. We're actually going to be doing that by thinking about magic on a regular basis, right? So that actually turns out to be true. Now, I can't physically move something like a pair of jeans or a tissue. I haven't worked it out yet. um, but we actually can affect things with our thoughts, and that's what we're going to be doing during Magical Mondays. Okay. But for me now, and hopefully you're writing while I'm telling this story, but for me now, magic is when the perfect thing shows up at the perfect time. Or maybe you call it synchronicity. For instance, this happened to me the other day, and I thought it was super magical. All right. So by the way, while I'm talking, keep writing what is magic for you? What is magic in your world? Not necessarily instances, but what does it even mean? Magic for you in particular. Doesn't really matter what my version is. Okay. It's what matters for you. So, all right. So, my example of magic, I was talking to a client the other day, and I had said this request to the universe. I was like, universe, I would love to have the most amazing free gift to offer people in this newer version of my business. I've got lots of freebies for when I was working just with entrepreneurs and having them grow with their businesses. I got lots of freebies in that realm. But now that I've shifted my business, all of those freebies don't really make sense anymore. And I wanted a new gift to be able to offer people besides like this, like these Magical Mondays, which are also a gift. I wanted something. I wanted a thing to be able to offer people so that they could see themselves in a different way. And I was walking my client through this meditation, and she said to me, I had even asked the universe, I was like, universe, please, like, send me a sign that like there'd be something that would be really powerful for people. Okay. And I'm talking to my client like 2 days after I made this request. And she said to me, Misty, that was amazing. That was an amazing meditation. Oh my God, that was so powerful. I totally got the answer I needed. You should turn that into a freebie. And I was like, oh. That for me, that little delivery of the most perfectly needed synchronicity that would serve at the highest and best good of others, right? Arrived. And was like handed to me. And I was like, that's the exact thing I need. And then I was telling the guy that I'm dating, I was telling him about it. And he even added to that. He was like, well, what if you also added on this? And I was like, you just made it even better. So for me, those little gifts of synchronicity that help you in life to create the thing you're trying to create, or to, when you meet someone magically, that when you finally meet someone who's really in alignment with you, that can feel, for me, to be like sort of really magical. But what I would love to know, and I'm going to ask this question in the group, in the Fearless Heart Collective group, which if you're not a member, please do so join. Totally free Facebook group, of course, where we talk about stepping into our fearless hearts, okay, and how to do that to create the life you really, really want. Not the one that you like think somebody else should be having, but like the one you really, really want. So anyway, I'm going to ask this question over there as well. So please take your answer and go share it. Okay, because there'll be a lot of other people who are sharing as well. But what I want to know is what's something that's happened magically for you lately? It's really easy for us to focus on the stuff and the things and all the crazy transformation that's happening right now as we shed more light into the dark, right? As we shed light into the dark, we see things we're not always really pleased to see. And that's sort of what I think is happening in the world right now, right? But it's still light nonetheless. So it all creates this big transformation. But while the transformation is happening, while we're moving to this higher state of existence, how do we focus on the good stuff that's happening when it feels like so much bad stuff's happening, right? So let's focus on yours. What is that for you? What has been happening magically in your world already? I will say for me, I would look for like the tiny things. If you're having, let me put it this way. If you're having any issue coming up with what is magical for you, start getting grateful. That's also the place we identify magic. What are you grateful for right now? What are you Ooh, my light just got brighter. What are you grateful for that's happened in the last week or the last month? Right? What has happened for you that's been even a tiny bit amazing or hugely amazing, hopefully? That's a place where our gratitude is also a place where we find magic. So list out 5 things you're grateful for right now. Okay, so that's it for today. I just wanted to focus on a little bit of magic in your life. I want you to focus on it. What I am probably going to go do now, I'm just having a hit of a next step. So what I'm going to do in the Fearless Heart Collective is that I'm going to ask this question every day this week. Okay, so I want you to come and share every day this week. It's not a challenge. Well, I know a challenge, not really a challenge. I'm not like selling anything at the end or anything like that. So I guess it's a challenge, but I challenge you to get grateful and see the magic every day this week. So come over to the Fearless Heart Collective. I haven't created a post, so give me an hour or so to get one created. And I'll go in there and get one up. And every day this week, come and share your magic. However much of it you want to share. Let's focus on it every day. Let's turn this bus around. The magic bus. Okay, so that's what I want you to do this week. This is really, really simple. Okay, it just takes a little bit of focus. Okay, so come on over to the Fearless Heart Collective. I'll post mine too, so you can see all the magic that's happening for me. And again, guys, and I don't know if I even said this, these could be tiny little things, or these could be, I did. These could be tiny things, or these could be gigantic things. Don't judge your own magic. It doesn't matter. Maybe, I think one of the tiniest things, but also the most big, that's not grammatically correct, but that's okay. The biggest is, these tiny moments of grace. Like the other day, I was in a really intense discussion with someone that I care very much about. And historically, having a similar discussion like this, I would have been very reactionary. Like, what? Are you, like emotional and reactionary during this intense conversation. But I consider it magic that I was able to stay completely calm and present and in this conversation and able to have it without like all of this stuff. I consider that moment of not reacting huge magic. That's huge. Those are those tiny little, I think they're really like this big. These tiny, tiny little moments of grace when we make a different choice than we've usually made. Huge, huge magic. Okay? So it could be something that small. Those tiny little choices, that's how we transform things. But literally, it's that small. But so powerful. Okay, guys? So please take 5-10 minutes every day this week. I will be as well, so I will be joining in, talking about what magic means to you and the magic that's going on in your life. And again, if you're struggling with figuring out the magic in your life, just start thinking gratitude. What are you really grateful for? Okay? All right, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderfully magical week. And come over to the Fearless Heart Collective and hang out and share your magic. All right, guys. Mwah. I love you so much. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye.